People will oftentimes say, man, I didn't know what you were doing, or I thought it was just a big mess up there. And then all of a sudden they're like, then I saw it. And then I thought it was done, and you just kept going, but then it just got better and better. And so to me, that says so much about life. I had a really dysfunctional, challenging upbringing. I was on my own by the time I was 15 years old. So it was just really difficult in life. By the time I was 19, I pretty much shut down all the gifts that I had been using prior. So I stopped drawing, I stopped writing. I also love to write. Just kind of went through this period of about 8 years of not doing much, and was pretty isolated. It led me to see one of my senior pastors, Dr. Alan McRae, who is a counselor and now a life coach. He began to walk me through this process of healing, and I just felt a lot of freedom. So I went home and started drawing again, and it was like my gift had never left. It had gotten better over those 8 years of not drawing. I let him know I was going to try to paint, and he said, when you go home to paint, just know that it's God's work flowing through you. So I went home and I set up my easel and my paints, and I did a Bob Marley painting in 2.5 hours. And within that first year, I was painting full time. With the first day I did 4 paintings in 24 hours. So, I was kicking them out. I had a desire to do speed paintings, but I wanted them to be worship also. So in my alone time, I would hear God say to me, I want you to worship me like you're a kid again, and you're just dancing for me. And so I was just free to worship God in my alone time. And over time, that started to overflow into my worship time in front of people. And a lady who had brought her husband to church, and he had been an atheist his whole life. They'd been married 13 years, and it was Easter, so she brought him to church, and he had watched the Shroud of Turin, which is this piece being created. And it was a speed painting, so I had 8 minutes to do this painting. Paint was flying, and it was intense. It was an awesome experience. But he gave his life to the Lord that day, and he told his wife that in seeing that painting is what did it, that he had an encounter with God. So just incredible. It's incredible what God is doing right now through art. And for me, knowing where I've come from and what a broken life I've come from, and the incredible amount of healing and wholeness that I've had to walk through in my adult Christian life, and knowing what he's doing it's just so exciting. And I just want to be able to give that to other people as well. You know, God is that master creator. As long as we stay on that canvas, he's the one who's going to bring it to completion. So the finished product is something that requires a process to take place. And that process requires that mistakes are made. It requires that effort is put forth and strokes are put on that canvas. There could be, in some people's minds, many mistakes on this canvas that have taken place, but it came together to be a masterpiece, and that's our lives.